All right. We are ready to go. Um, for those that don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Miller, and I have been partnered with Wildtree for about 4 years. And I'm super excited to share all this new fun stuff we have. Turn up my light a little bit. It's kind of dark. There we go. Super excited to share this with you. We have been loving Wildtree since I joined, and this is just yet another way for us to meal plan, use our products, and help our customers. So thank you for those that are joining live. Thank you for those that are going to be watching the recording. I'm hoping it's going to be super valuable. I also have Lisa Hudson on with us. She's just finishing up putting baby to bed, so we won't make her talk just yet. Maybe once she's done. So I have a 7-year-old son, a husband, a crazy dog, and just the super busy life that goes along with all of that, as I'm sure you all do as well. And this app has just been a lifesaver. The planning on the go has been incredibly helpful. And I really have just started using it to its full potential in the past few weeks. So I'm just really excited to talk you through it. All right, so why do you want to use the Wildtree Meals app? There are 10 tips that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the top 5 now. If we have time at the end of the call, I will give you the next 5. But I want to make sure we get into the meat and potatoes of everything. So, number 1, all things are kept in one place. From your ordering to your referral code to your recipes to menu planning to a shopping list. If you're a rep, information about our business. So as you run out of products, you can just add them in here, put them in a shopping cart for yourself, and you have everything in one, like I said, in one spot, and it's just done. You don't have to remember anything. So that's the first thing. Everything is one place. Number 2, the first order on the app is $5 off. So that's amazing. Wildtree is just giving us some extra incentive to use the app, giving our customers this great reward. So not only do they get the $5 off your first order of $50, you also get 10% back on your Wildtree Meals app purchases. So that's my number 3. Similar to Gym Bucks and Stitch Fix, Wildtree is just giving you some additional incentive to use the app and purchase your products that way. So if you are somebody that wants to support your rep, if you're somebody that loves to get a good deal and free products but just can't host at this point, this is a great way for you to do it. You're going to get basically those host rewards without opening up your home. So that was number 3. Now, what I'm going to tell you, here's your call to action. If you have not yet shared the app, I'm going to ask you to do that, because not only do you get your 10% on your own orders, once you share the app with your referral code, you also get $5 off, and the person that you're sharing it with gets $5 off. So lots of good discounts and freebies and all that good stuff. So just sharing the love. So make sure that you do that. And not only does that help your rep because it's going to be tied to her, but it also helps you because you get those extra incentive points, and it helps your friends because they get some extra freebies as well. So number 4, this is the only way to order our new Wildtree Wellness line. So when you want to order the shakes, which is the only thing in there right now, this is the only way that you're going to be ordering them is through our app. So it's important to have it downloaded to understand how to use it, because the shakes are awesome and you want to be able to download them. You want to be able to order them and manage those auto deliveries. So that's number 4. That's how you order our shakes. Number 5, and this is the most important one, and this is why we're all here tonight. This app prevents you from sitting on tons and tons of inventory. If you are listening to this, you are already a Wildtree user, you're already a Wildtree lover. Most likely you have a lot of stuff in your pantry. I think a lot of us have gone to workshops and come home with a whole bunch of products and put them in our pantry, used our meals, loved them, but then never done anything with our products. So if you're somebody with 4 rancher steak rubs and 2 coconut oils and 4 Cajun seasonings, we want you to use these products. So you have used your hard-earned money on buying these awesome products and investing yourself, your time, and your money with these workshops. So we want to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck. So we really want to make sure that are using those products, and we're going to help you do that. All right. So not only do we want you to embrace the app, we want you to understand it, and we want you to use it. And we want to help you go through step by step and understand how you can actually meal plan using this app. Not just for shopping, not just for finding recipes, but we're going to help you, okay? So now we're on the meat of the call here. What I want to show you, and I am hopefully everybody can see my screen. So Lisa, just shout if you cannot see it. And I'm also going to, hopefully you can see my mouse. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah, I see the cursor this time. We're good to go.
All right. Our call this morning, I was cursorless, so we wanted to make sure you could see it. It definitely helps. All right, so step 1, when you log into your app, the first thing I want to make sure everyone understands is that you can use this on your computer. That's the version that you're looking at right now. Obviously, it's going to look slightly different on the computer, but the buttons are the same. You might have just going to be a little bit, going to look slightly different, but you're still going to be able to go through it. And
I'm about to start our Zoom call, and I will post the link.
All right, hang on. I think we are just got a recording started. Okay. So that's just one thing to remember, is that it looks slightly different, but a lot of people want to meal plan, want to do the bulk of their work on the computer. It might be difficult for you to look at the phone. It might be always out of battery. You might not have enough memory in your phone, or it's an older phone, it doesn't support it. So absolutely, you can just use the go to wildtreemeals.com on your computer, and it's all going to be one and the same. So whatever you do on your computer, it's going to tie to your phone. Okay, so to start, we are going to go to the dashboard here. This is our customer dashboard. Obviously, as customers, you're not going to see the rep dashboard over here. You're just going to see the customer. The referral code is what I was referring to earlier. This is how you're going to get your discounts. You're going to get your $5 off, which is super exciting. So if you want to share it, simply take this little button here, and this is going to give you a link to share. That way somebody does not have to remember the code. They can simply just copy and paste that, and they'll download the app with your code in there. Or you can just copy and paste this, give them a screenshot, and they can get everything they need. You can send that right to Facebook. You can send it to Twitter, whatever social media you prefer. We just try to make it super easy for you to do that. Okay? All right, back to the app. All right. Now, as we go down here, if you ever get lost, there's this little button right here. We call it the hamburger button. I don't know if that's the technical term or not, but that's just what we've been calling it. If you get lost, you can just go back here and it'll get you back to your home base. When we start with our menu builder, you'll notice that we have our pantry, our collections, and our menu. The first thing I want everybody to do is look at their pantry. If you have your phone with you, open up the app, log in, and start scanning your products. So again, they're not doing any good hiding in the back of your pantry. This is what's really cool. As you open it up, again, like I said, on your phone, it's going to look very similar. So I'm going to pantry, scan products. So everybody take just a minute or two to scan a couple products, access to your camera. If you have stuff that's really old, it's possible that the scanner won't work. So I do have some products that are from when I first started that I'm at the very, very bottom of. Those don't have the same kind of barcodes that we do now. So if you have something that's really old, you just do it this way. Or if you don't feel like scanning or getting it and you know what's in there, as you go to your pantry, what you'll see here, these are all the things I have already added. So obviously I have a lot in my pantry. If I want to add something, I can simply just search for it.
Sorry.
No problem. We've got 8 different Lisas on. So something I know that I don't have in here is Ethiopian Spice Blend. Click on it, and everything is in alphabetical order. So you will see that it popped in here. One other thing to note is if I hit it again, if I didn't see it and I tried to do it again, that actually removes it. So if for some reason you are trying to add something in there, maybe you added it twice, maybe you hit the enter button twice and it disappears, just put it in there again, it'll come back. So that's just basically, if you want to remove it, you do the same thing as you do to add it. Okay, so many different ways that you can add these products. Now, once we have everything in here, I want you to look at collections. So my collections, this is kind of like your Pinterest board. This is where you can create different little buckets. It can be Thanksgiving. It can be what you're going to be making for play dates. If you are on a 30-day challenge and you're doing paleo or gluten-free, dairy-free, or one of the Arbonne challenges, you can actually name things based on how you're eating or the events. You can see I have Alex's favorites, I have some breakfast, and what we want you to do tonight is actually to go in and create a favorite freezer meals. And the reason we're doing that, we're just going to focus on freezer meals because that's just the best way that we know is an easy way to meal plan, to get products out of your pantry, to get things ready for you to go when it is 7 o'clock and you don't know what's for dinner. So to enter a new collection name, all you're going to do is type it, name whatever you want. Like I said, I would say favorite freezer meals. I'll make mine too. Add that in there. Then when we are actually going through and searching, we can put them directly into this collection, or you can put them into your meal plan. So it's just a good way to separate them out, make it a little bit easier for you. So now that we have our freezer meal collection here, we're going to go to create menu. So this is what's really, really exciting. You're going to go to take it step by step. So again, if you're doing this, you can follow along on your phone. You can do it on your computer too, whatever's easier. What you'll see here too is we have the dinners per week. You can do 1 a week, you can do 7 a week. This menu plan is assuming that you're planning 1 month at a time, which means that most of the times I will say, I want to do 3 meals a week. I'm probably not going to do 5 freezer meals in 1 week or 7 freezer meals, but certainly you can bump it all the way up to 7, or if you just want to get about 3 a week suggested, put it as 3. If you have nothing in your pantry, if you're brand new and you just want to play with it and see what it's all about, don't worry about the pantry. You can hit ignore pantry or recommend new products. For the purposes of this, I am suggesting everybody just say use up products in your pantry. If you're trying to learn how to use the app, most likely you have a lot of stuff in your pantry. If you're brand new or if you are running low on some of your products, click this one, use my pantry and recommend new products. So it's going to initially start with the products that you already have, but not limit you that way. You'll see here we have our make fresh, make fast, make anytime, make ahead. Again, for the purposes of this call, we're just clicking make ahead. We're just looking at freezer meals. If you're not a freezer meal person and you just want a meal plan with some make fresh ideas or make fast, by all means, go ahead and click those, or you can click all of them. That's fine too. All right, we hit continue. Foods we like. This is just a way, again, to help narrow down and make sure that you're getting the things that you actually want to eat and your family likes to eat. Typically, I have all of these checked. If you have somebody that is coming to visit that is maybe a picky eater, my mom doesn't eat anything spicy, doesn't like anything exotic. So if I say, well, she's going to be here for the next 2 weeks, I'm just going to uncheck that. You know what? She doesn't do Asian. She doesn't do Asian either. So let's just do it that way. You can always go in and adjust these. Dietary preferences. This is where the dietary preferences, you can do your diet, you can do your dislikes and your allergens. Obviously, it seems like you would just put an allergy to milk or an allergy to wheat if you're gluten-free, dairy-free. The one thing I would suggest is you can absolutely do that, but just be aware that that's going to limit a lot of the recipes and a lot of the meals that you're going to come up with. Because not only is it searching the ingredients, but it's searching everything in the menu, everything in the recipe. So, for instance, if you're gluten-free and you do a wheat allergy, it's going to make sure that all of the recipes with breadcrumbs, with hamburger buns, with pasta, that it doesn't include any of those things. So if you're brand new, maybe you're just recently diagnosed with celiac, or your child has a severe dairy allergy or peanut allergy or something, and you just want to be told exactly what to do, by all means, go ahead and check that. But most people I have found know how to make the substitutions. So if you aren't doing gluten, you know that you can just serve a hamburger with a lettuce wrap or over a salad instead of actually having a bun. So that's just kind of my little tip on that one. And as you play with it, you can always modify and change it around. For the dislikes, I put fish in here just because we're not big fish eaters. If we do eat fish, it's probably not going to be from a freezer meal. So I just went ahead and put fish so I don't have to pull up any fish. And for instance, olives, I don't like olives, but honestly, I can just not put the olives in. So that's not going to be like the main part of the dish. It's not going to be all olives. So I'm okay leaving those in there. So we hit continue. And then here we go. Here's our suggested dinners. What you'll see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It gave me 12 suggested dinners. The reason it gave me 12 is, remember at the beginning, we hit 3 meals a week. So it's giving me three suggestions a week. If I'm looking at it, and I'm like, tempeh skewers, forget it, no way, I don't want that. I can hit this little double arrow circle button here, Italian medallions, awesome, want that. Steak chili, that sounds good. Chipotle lime, yep, all these look good. I don't think I want 2 burgers, so let me get rid of that one. Meatloaf, perfect. So this just gives you all the ones that is suggested based on your criteria. You can also certainly add more if you want to add a couple more. And then if there's something you don't want, you just pull it out. You can either exit out, or you, like I said, you can hit this little button. I don't know what that would be called. There must be some name for it. Refresh, something like that. So the next thing I want to point out is here. We have a little calendar icon. Like I said, we can switch it out for something else, or you can get rid of it altogether. This calendar here is going to let you choose if you want to add it to a specific week. So for those people that are meal planning for a whole month at a time, they might divvy it up between weeks 1 through 4. I usually just do upcoming meals or maybe week 1. So you can determine how you want to handle that. See, now I need to move it so I can see what I am doing. There we go. Close. Okay. When I click on one of these recipes here, you'll see there's lots of little buttons and lots of little things you can put in here. It's going to give you all the directions, give you everything you need. And I'm going to add it to my calendars. So let's say I'm going to do week 1, close. This one, yep, that looks good. Week 1. And adobo chicken. So how about those are the ones I'm going to do. Over here on the right, you'll also see if I chose all of these meals, you'll see that it can show me what products I need to make these meals. So right now, a lot of these products are using Chipotle lime. So you can see I need 79% of a jar. If I'm looking in my pantry and I have a jar of Chipotle lime and there's like this much in there, I know that I'm gonna have to order more. So I just click this little plus button. 2, maybe I want 3 of them, and it will go directly to my shopping cart. So we're gonna touch on that in a minute. Now, when we talked about our menu, we had our menu planner here. We have our upcoming meals. Remember, I added some stuff to week 1. This is when it's really cool to look at the different buttons that you can use. So we have a little flag here. This is if I want to add it to one of my collections. So this is one of my favorite freezer meals. This one, maybe this one is one that I know is gonna be great for a weeknight dinner. So you can add those to collections, or you can ignore it. You can use that or you can not. The calendar, we already talked about that, adding it to a specific week. And then this plus button here, when you click that button, that is going to add the groceries to your grocery list. So exciting. So for instance, I want this steak with wine sauce. If I click on that plus sign, it's gonna give me everything that I need. Oops, there we go. I'm doing this on like a condensed screen so I can see your faces too. And now if I go to my grocery list, see if I can get in there. That will tell us, I think I'm stuck, hang on. We're gonna do a little refresh. There we go. So that grocery list was just generated based on what I chose. So let me clear this out so I can show you again, since there's a ton of stuff in there. So if I just want the adobo grilled chicken, I click on that to get it added. Go to my grocery list, and there we go. We've got our chicken thighs, brown sugar, or red wine vinegar. I love the fact that it's separated. You can also add things if there's something that you know you need, like paper towels. Go ahead and add it so you're not using multiple different lists. And then once you have your list created, this is what I did the other day in the parking lot of the grocery store. I literally just went through, picked out 5 meals, put them on the meal plan, and then generated my list, and I was done. So it's a fun thing to use. I want you to practice using it. I want you to go through and see how easy it is, because it does put everything in one place. Again, once you have your list, you can easily take that list and email it. You can share it. You can print it. So if you just want to email it, if your husband is going to the store, he can pick everything up that you need. If there's stuff that you don't need, obviously you can delete it. So I already have brown sugar. Of course, I don't need that. So just want to pause for a minute, and we're not going to go too much longer because this is kind of the bulk of it that I just want you to understand. So Lisa, kind of watching this, is there anything that you can think that may be confusing? Or Emily, is there any questions that you have?
Sorry, I have a screaming baby in the background, so I'm going to mute myself and chat for a second.
All right. So let me check the chats real quick, see if I can actually see them. Okay, good. So if there's anything else that comes up, Lisa will probably answer with her screaming baby. This is that's the way things happen. babies, and the call this morning, there was barking dogs, and it happens. Okay, so that's kind of the bulk of it. The last thing I want to mention when it comes to this stuff here is, as we're looking at my plan and we look at this adobo grilled chicken, when I'm looking at all of these products here, I can look at this and say, oh my gosh, this looks really good. I'm excited about this. Oh, but I am totally out of grapeseed oil. That's when you click this little cart, and that will actually put it in your Wildtree shopping cart. So you've got the Wildtree shopping cart, and then you have your grocery list. So you've got two different lists going on. As you go to, and I'm sorry I'm like moving this all around, but hopefully you guys can see it. But this way you can, again, you don't have to jot it down. You don't have to think, oh, I need to talk to Elizabeth and make sure to tell her to order me a natural oil next time she's got a party going on. Add it to your cart. It will save it. You can do it while you're actually cooking. If you finish out a bottle, you're already in the app, just add it to your cart and you've got it in there waiting for you. So whenever you log back into it for something else, you can order it when you're ready. Okay. We already mentioned the grocery list. The one thing about the grocery list that I wanted to tell you too is, a lot of times you're going to see these little informational buttons right here. If I'm looking at this thing, what is red wine vinegar for? Oh, it's for the grilled chicken. If I have a bunch of different things on there, there might be something I think, I don't know if I really want that. Well, you can just click that information button. So really trying to make it as easy as possible. Again, a one-stop shop. So that's the bulk of how we're using it, how you can meal plan. Obviously, you can do all sorts of searches. You can shop for your products. If you just want to search by category, if you are looking for a specific recipe, obviously you can go through and search by meal types, using specific products. If you have 4 different Chipotle limes, go ahead and type it in there, and it'll spit out a bunch of recipes for you. So the next part, and this is the last thing I want to touch on before I let everybody go for the night. This is all fine and dandy, but if you don't do anything with it, if you just play with it and put all your recipes in there and load your pantry and create a meal plan for a whole month, you still actually have to implement it. So this is a really easy way that I am suggesting everybody try to do. So on Sunday night or Monday or whatever night is a good night for you, take out 3 freezer bags. And you've already created your menu. So this is if you are not, you've not come from a workshop, you just are trying to get your products used and you're trying to get your meals planned for the week. You look at your menu right here. We look at our plan. We look at our plan for a week. How about we'll do this one because there's only a few in there. And I have flank steak. I have Latin lettuce wraps. So I've decided I'm going to do these couple right here. I'm going to do the adobo, the lettuce wraps, and the Greek flank steak. All you need to do is pull out your products. So this one is just calling for adobo and natural grapeseed oil. I pull out my adobo, I pull out my grapeseed oil, I write on my bag, adobo chicken. I put my Wildtree products in the bag, measure them out, set it down. Then I do the same thing for number 2. I do that for the Fiesta salsa chicken. Fiesta salsa and taco. Measure it out, Fiesta salsa chicken. Done. Put the Wildtree stuff in there. If you have these products in your freezer, awesome. If you have a bunch of chicken breasts, then you just later today or tomorrow, you put the rest of the stuff in there. Or if you're going to the grocery store, when you come home from the grocery store for that one day, put them in there. So it really just makes it takes kind of the dauntingness out of it. So you don't have to meal plan for a month. You don't have to do 10 meals at a time. you can just do a couple. So if you know that you're going to be at home eating dinner 5 nights, Monday through Friday, pull out 5 bags, pick your 5 meals, write them on there, put the Wildtree products in there, and then either pull the proteins and the veggies from your freezer or put them on the grocery list through the app and go to the grocery store, throw them in there, add them to your bags, and either stick them in the fridge or the freezer depending on how many you have and how long it's going to be till you eat them. Doesn't that sound easy? Can everybody do it? Yes. Yes. And I know Veronica loves adobo. And a lot of people like to meal plan, like to do bulk chicken, bulk meat, go to Costco, stock up on all that stuff. That doesn't mean you can't use it because it's frozen. All you're doing is you're kind of reverse engineering your workshop. So you got your bags, you pull your meat out of the freezer, combine it. If it's still frozen, that's fine. It'll marinate as it thaws. Okay. So, Lisa, I see that you're unmuted briefly. Do you have anything to add while there's not a screaming baby?
She's asleep for now. One thing, I know you mentioned it this morning, and I'm sorry if you mentioned it tonight and I missed it, but this part was confusing to me, and I think to a lot of people at first. If you are searching, I don't know if you can see it, but like searching for products, and you click the little add to your pantry button, if you click it again, it takes it away from your pantry. So that's just something to take note of, because you might accidentally click it a couple times and then you're like, where's this product? Why is it not showing up? Yep. So that's the only thing that's a little bit tricky I've noticed. And if you're looking for it, that's why.
And that's a really good point. It took me a while to figure that out too.
Yeah, but I think that kind of covers it.
Awesome. So yeah, that just to reiterate, when we were looking at the pantry, and I think I mentioned this, but it is definitely worth repeating because it took me a few times to figure out exactly where the products were going. And remember, this is in your menu builder in your pantry. So that absolutely onion, but for some reason don't see it even though it's right in front of me, and I click it, it disappeared. So that's probably something that they're going to be changing, I'd imagine, because I think probably a lot of people are confused. But for now, if you don't see it, just add it in again and you'll see it pop up. And it is alphabetical. Okay. All right. So with the few minutes we have left, Miss Veronica, do you have any questions? I know you're the meal planning queen.
My meal planning queen, you mean I just throw everything together at the last second and don't follow a recipe? Then yes, I agree with you.
Hey, but you use your products. That's what's important. And you
I do. And I do it the easy way where I just get the bags of stuff from Costco and I just don't even use a recipe. I'm like, I just make adobo chicken, rodeo chicken, scampi chicken, and whatever, something else. And then I do it again with the other meats that I get. I just use those 4 and then they're gone. And then I just find 4 more that I want. So, but I thought I would come see about the app, and then I had to put the baby to bed and she really needed me. So I was not actually here the whole time. I came in and out a few times.
We understand. Yeah. But this is true. This is definitely more for people that even if you don't need the full recipes, it's good to give you ideas. So like what I did today right before dinner is based on my plan. I didn't necessarily measure, but I knew that I had all of the stuff I needed because I put it in my grocery list for a bunch of those week 1 meals. Like there was one of the steak with wine sauce, lemon Dijon chicken, the Italian medallions, and the pork chops were the 4 that I had all the products that I had all of the groceries for, at least the meats. And I kind of just lined them all up and did a little bit of dumping. But I just need that idea. So I don't necessarily need to pull out a teaspoon of Dijon mustard and half of a lime or lemon, but I can at least squirt and get close.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I think this is a good training, and I hope you share it with everybody because you walked us through it really well.
Thank you. I certainly will. And each time we'll get a little bit easier. And so that's the next thing or the last thing I want to say is that you're going to continually learn with this. So don't feel like if it seems overwhelming, just keep playing with it. You're not going to break it. You're not going to screw anything up. The worst that's going to happen is you'll pull up a recipe with a product you don't have. I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So play with it, get more comfortable with it. And if anything, just take a look, do some searches maybe once a week, jot some stuff down on a bag, and use the grocery list. That's been really, really helpful because you're not going through and copying and pasting and transposing from like Pinterest to Cozy or grabbing your Alexa. So I do have multiple lists all over the place and I'm trying to consolidate them. So this has been helping me do that too. The last thing is if you have any feedback as you use it, I said Alexa and she just big bonked. If you have feedback, we have a fantastic development team that is working on this. And it turns things around really, really quickly. So if there's stuff that you see or you think about that might really make your life easier, let us know. There's a feedback button on here, but let one of us know and we'll pass it along. And a lot of these things are being implemented pretty quickly. And the same thing, if you see any bugs or something that's just not right, don't just get frustrated, just share it and we'll get it corrected because it's still growing and it's new. And we're really lucky to have a great team that's working on it and that's turning it around fast for us.
You are.
And last but not least, if you use the app and you're making the products, I know Veronica does this all the time, give us some love and share it. So it's going to be really helpful to your rep. It's going to be helpful to your friends. It's going to give them ideas and it's going to motivate them to meal plan, whether it's with Wildtree or not. I think it's just really cool to see other people eating with their family, spending time with their family, and really taking the time and making the effort to put meals together and put some thought into what they're feeding their families. So share that and we'll always really appreciate it. All right, that is it for tonight. Everybody have a great evening. Thank you for joining. I will share the playback and that's all we got. Bye guys. Thanks for joining. Emily, thanks Veronica.
Bye.
Thanks Lisa. Bye guys.